story time, or time in the kitchen. But today we have two things we're going to do. The first one is I was tagged by Hans from Oblix Magnet Fishing, and he sent I think it's a 17 or 8, it's quite a few questions anyway, tag, and so I'm going to do that. And then the second thing we have to do is announce the winner of last Friday's giveaway. And you're going, what giveaway? Well, I'll address that when we get to that point in the thing. But let's get on with our tag. And this is a sort of get to know the person really, really well kind of tag. So, the first question is, how tall am I? I am 6'1". I used to be 6'2", but as I've gotten older, I tend to be heading south and shrinking. And so I'm now about 6'1". Eye color, hazel. Shoe size. Well, in North American shoe sizes, I'm a 10.5. Now, I know Europe has different sizes, and there's different sizes around the world, but in a North American shoe size, I'm a 10.5. And that's a double E. School/work. School. Well, I went to elementary school in several different places. I began my elementary school career at Valley Elementary School in Hinton, Alberta. I continued my career at R.H. Richmond Elementary School in Port Ellis, British Columbia. That school is no longer there. Neither is Port Ellis, for that matter. It's now Rumble Beach, a new little town about 7 miles from where the old one was. I finished my elementary school in two places. One was at Samoa Elementary School, and then at College Elementary School. Both Samoa Elementary School is in Samoa, California, which is not too far from Arcata, California, where Humboldt State University is now. At that time it was a college, state college, and they had a division where they taught teachers. And they had an elementary school where the student teachers would train. And I did my 7th and 8th grade at College Elementary School. For high school, I went to Arcata Union High in Arcata, California, graduated from there. I then did 2 years of university at Humboldt State University in Arcata, and then I stopped going to university and worked. I worked in the pulp and paper industry for about 13.5 years, and that mostly in California, back in Samoa, and a small amount of my time, about 1.5 years, back in Port Ellis, British Columbia, at the pulp mill there. And at that point, I quit fighting the calling I was feeling. I felt God calling me to go into ministry. And so at that point in my life, I went back to university. I completed a Bachelor of Philosophy at Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia, and then went and did a Master of Divinity at Vancouver School of Theology. After that, my work was being a parish minister, or a pastor, whatever you want to call it, and I did that up until I retired. So that's my work life. Alrighty, that took a long time on that one. Hobbies. Well, I like to do a little bit of woodworking. I do a lot of reading, metal detecting, as you know, and YouTube, I guess, is a hobby in a way. Brothers and sisters. Well, no brothers, other than brothers in Christ, but I do have a sister who is 6 years older than I am, and her name is Andrea. She still lives in California. I moved back to Canada. Pets. Well, I've had numerous pets over the years, but as you currently know, I have a cat named Rowan. He is my 8th cat in a series of cats, and before the cats, I had 2 dogs. Piercings? Nope, no piercings. Tattoos? Nope, no tattoos. Holiday destination. I love road trips. I don't care where I'm going as long as I'm on a road trip. Favorite color? Green. I like a Kelly green is probably my favorite color. Favorite song? Dust in the Wind. If you don't know it, Google it. Favorite drink? Well, are we talking about just regular drinks, or are we talking alcohol? If we're talking regular drinks, my favorite drink is I always have a cup of coffee in the morning. And if we're talking alcohol, once in a great while, I enjoy a good single malt scotch. What do you like best about myself? Well, that I've had a really good life, a decent life, and I've been relatively healthy through that time. And that's what I probably like best about myself, is that I've managed to stay healthy and be a decent person. What subject do or did you enjoy doing at school? History. I always enjoyed history. Which shoes do you prefer to wear? Well, if I'm honest, moccasins. That's what I wear I have slippers around the house. I have an old pair I wear in the basement and a good pair that I wear upstairs, but I just find them to be extremely comfortable. And the other kind of footwear I enjoy wearing and find very comfortable are cowboy boots. I have one pair at the moment. I don't wear them very often, but I do enjoy wearing them when I do. Which word or phrase do I often use? God bless. Quite often after I've talked to somebody, I'm saying goodbye, I always say God bless. The most romantic thing that ever happened to me. I honestly don't know the answer to that one. I've done some romantic things for the loves of my life, but romantic thing, well, I can't answer that one. Sorry, I honestly am stumped. The most embarrassing moment of your life. Having my father contradict me in front of my parishioners. He was wrong, as it turned out, but I made a statement about something regarding church history, and he told me I didn't know what I was talking about. That was rather embarrassing, both for me and for him, I guess. Are you an outside or inside person? Both. It just depends on my mood at the time. I love being outside in nature, but I also enjoy being inside and enjoying time. I'm not a sun person. I can't sit in the sun for very long. I feel like my blood's starting to boil. But I do enjoy being outside. Are you satisfied with your home? Yes. What do you like most about your neighborhood? My neighbors. It's a quiet neighborhood, and I have excellent neighbors on both sides. Couldn't ask for better neighbors. Do you have nice neighbors? Absolutely. Elle and Brenda live right next door. We have a condominium that's basically a duplex type condominium. They live in the other half. If I had gone shopping for neighbors, I couldn't have found better neighbors than Elle and Brenda. They are fantastic. What do you do on weekends? Well, pretty much the same thing I do on weekdays. Now I'm retired. I read, I putter around the house, I bake, I cook, putter around in my shop downstairs, go metal detecting, make YouTube videos, that kind of thing. What kind of activities would you like to do? I'd like to go on more road trips if I could. Your breakfast. I have the same thing every morning. It's kind of boring. I have a cup of coffee, a Thin Addictives, a 485 gram, I think it is, one of those small tubs of Activia yogurt, and my vitamin pill. And that's my breakfast every morning. What do I absolutely not like to eat? Two things. Oysters, can't stand them, and blue cheese. I cannot handle the smell nor the taste. What can you not stand? Blue cheese and oysters. The best feeling in the world is knowing you've done something to make somebody else's life better. That just is a wonderful feeling. What was your first thought when you got up this morning? I think my first thought when I got up this morning is, what do I have to do today? Because I had a list of things. Some painting to do, some wood that I had purchased to unload, and a few other things to do. So I usually sort of kind of go through my day in my head when I wake up. Do you prefer to talk about any particular topic? No, not really. It just depends on whatever is of interest at the time and who I'm talking to. When did you laugh out loud? I think the last time I laughed out loud, I was watching an episode of Murdoch Mysteries, and George Crabtree came up with a wonderful idea, and he's always coming up with these wonderful ideas, and it just tickled my funny bone. What is your favorite time of day? My favorite time of day is probably the evening. I sit back and relax and maybe watch a TV show or read a book, or just a good time to relax and chill out before bedtime. What can keep you awake? Well, if I knew the answer to that, I would not have insomnia. But I'm an insomniac. I have difficulty going to sleep sometimes. Sometimes I fall asleep just fine, and then I wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and have trouble getting back to sleep. So if I knew what kept me from going to sleep, yeah, I could solve that problem. So I don't know the answer to that one. What is the best compliment you have received? It was from my son when he and his wife were expecting their first child. And he never said it to me directly. He actually said it to my daughter-in-law, and she shared it with me. And what he said was, I sure hope I can be as good a dad as my dad was. I think that was probably the nicest compliment I've ever had. Where would you like to go on a holiday again? I enjoyed going to the east coast of Canada. I think I would like to do that again. What would I do in the coming year if money wasn't an issue? Well, I think I would probably buy a truck and a nice trailer, and I'd go on a couple of months of road trip around North America and try and meet some of the great YouTube friends I've made and have a great hot time on a road trip. As you can tell, I like road trips. If you had the world's attention for 15 seconds, what would you say or do or say? Well, I tell it to grow up, to get over itself and to grow up, and stop thinking, well, I guess I'll just leave it at that. What are you going to do this year that no one expects from you? I have no idea. I don't even expect it myself, so it'll be a real surprise when it happens. Where do you go when you die? Well, that's a general question. Or if you're asking, where do I think I'm going to go when I die? Well, I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I'm washed in the blood. I'm born again. And I believe I will be going to heaven. So that's how I'll answer that question. If anyone else would like to do this tag, I will put the questions at the end of the video after the thumbs up that says like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Alrighty, now let's get on to the GAW of last